Hello, this is Susan for SLC Aquatics, welcoming you to the live stream tonight. This is live stream number 61, and my special guest tonight is Joseph of JH Aquatics, better known as hashtag FISHFAMNEWS. Joseph, take it away.
Susan, hello everybody out there in YouTube. Having me on your channel, I really do appreciate it. Not lagging so much right now, right? I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I got some of that.
On it topic, I feel like I need to just slow down and not talk so fast. Of it. But I'm just really happy to be able to make it to this live stream. I have to say thank you for helping me out a lot during the hurricanes, and it definitely me. And at this point now, I've got this antenna on the roof that you helped me get, and we're working here on the island on our network here right now. But it comes and it goes. Sometimes it's really, really fast, and sometimes it's really, really slow.
You're good.
It's a little bit. It's like I said, it's probably gonna come and it's gonna go, but happy for everybody. A whole list of questions. We were trying to do a little bit of an interview, and
can you?
Right now I was trying to look at them all, but
I
have no plans of stopping my YouTube channel. And go ahead.
I was going to just say hey to a few that are in the chat right now, okay?
Yeah, I'm not even looking at the chat because I'm trying to make sure that I don't use any of my bandwidth on anything else.
Okay, so let me let you know some of the people that are in the chat.
The Wi-Fi off on every device in my house.
We have HC Aqua in the house, Eric B, Heather, Varuna Aquatics. We also have Turbo Fish, Big Easy, Chris Fish Room, and Victor just joined us. V-Stag just joined us. Okay, go ahead, Joseph.
Nice. What's up, guys? What's up, Victor? That I was probably our stream was a little bit smoother than this one somehow. A little bit better earlier. I don't know. You had a few questions for me, and I think I want to keep it really on. I have plans for this year. Fish Fam News anytime soon. I'm actually trying to put all my energy to that. I definitely like to make other content, though. You know, I like I'm a and there's other kinds of videos that I want to make, but I'm definitely into the Fish Fam News and make it a longer video. Slow down and not talk so fast. It'll probably come a little bit better as well. I have plans on keeping that going, and eventually, if I get the internet well enough, I would like to do this news live. It'd be really fun to do the hashtag FishFamNews live. It gives me an opportunity to talk about each of the channels with highlighting a little bit more in depth and get to chat with, let people chat about it as I talk about it. And it would be cool to do it that way. but we'll see what happens with the internet. Definitely starting my my Patreon account. I really wasn't gonna do that. I didn't want like ask for money from people is how I was thinking about it. But I've had a lot of people YouTube community talk me out of thinking of it that way, and continue doing what I'm doing and get better at it. Be able to make better content. So I don't know. It's the right thing to do. Definitely starting my I have started my Patreon account where it's it's patreon.com/J. And then the cool thing though is I went ahead and put together 2 shirt campaigns. Motorcycles in the background. 2 T-shirt campaigns with Spring, but the cool one is the hashtag FISHFAMNEWS T-shirt that I did. Also, a real simple one. I think it's just slash FISHFAMNEWS. So if teespring.com/FISHFAMNEWS will get you to that. And then I have on my Teespring account, I have my original shirt. But I think the hashtag FISHFAMNEWS shirt is pretty cool. And I want to come up with a different style of that too. That was just the basic one. For me, just so that everybody knows out there, I got the soapbox. YouTube channel for me has been to give back to YouTube. I've been watching it since I was, I think I've always had the dream of having and making my own content. In your mind of what's, and you tell yourself, oh, it's a waste of my time. I can't do that, or I shouldn't do this, or just put that aside and just go for it and do what I love. And content, it's fun to film the stuff and to edit it, and I enjoy that just as much as any of it. And the other half of it is you guys, is this community. Not really that was going on YouTube until about a year ago, and in the when I noticed it, communities all over YouTube. But I think YouTube is just only realizing it as well that there's a community and stay in business. They need to take care of us. They're all their little micro communities platform. I think YouTube is changing, and this is part of it. But community, and we're part of the evolution of YouTube. I think it's a beautiful thing. For subscribing to me and watching my videos the way, it means a lot to me, and it keeps me going. I could talk all night. This is your stream. I want to hand it over to you.
Well, thank you, Joseph. I wanted
questions. We'll see how the lag is like.
Yeah, since you cut Wi-Fi off, it's better. I posted your Patreon and I pasted your Teespring links in the chat. And everybody is just showing love, 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 even though there's technical problems. They're showing a lot of love. They're giving us thumbs up. They're waving hi. Eric B said hi. And I want to go ahead and ask you question number 1. Question number 1 says, most of us here know you in as the Fish Fam News, but you're also JH Aquatics. I want to know, how did you come up with the idea of doing the Fish Fam News?
Okay. I was honestly laying in bed looking at the ceiling. I think my mind was, value. What can I create of value? I can show you my fish and like we all do, and show you how to but do my own thing. I wanted to come up with something different, and I was just brainstorming really hard, and try to think of, you know, this was also at the time when I realized the community is on YouTube. The combination of some of those feelings and realizations, and just laying in bed. I was literally in the bedroom. I think my girlfriend was cooking dinner or something, and I just laying on and staring at the ceiling for a minute. As soon as I got the idea, I jumped out of that bed and ran out in the living room, and he said was like, "Oh no, you're talking about YouTube again?" So yeah, but it was about YouTube more than I probably should, right? This moment in time. But that's pretty much how it came up. It was just trying to over and over again what I could do to create some value for the community. Make another video, you know, different and do my own thing.
Well,
That's where it came from.
thank you, Joseph. Um, my second question to you is, some of the people here may not know that you live in the Virgin Islands and you went through 2 Category 5 hurricanes. Can you briefly share with us some of the survival and the rebuilding process that you as a person and as a fish keeper have gone through? Survival and rebuilding process as a person and a fish keeper.
Right. Well, I mean, personally, for just the basic personal survival stuff that I think that everybody had to come to the realization of was, well, just living here in the Caribbean, period, living in a human environment, as soon as the power goes out, there's one thing that you lose. It's kind of really critical, believe it or not, in most situations, is the electricity, but is the air conditioning goes out. Environment, everything molds, everything rots, everything molds if you don't move it, clean it off, and take care of it. So things that you first realize that you need to keep all your stuff clean about it, you take care of it, or it's just gonna rot. It's gonna mold. What it's made out of fabric or something like that. Walls will mold if you don't keep them right down. So that was a big one, is realizing, you know, you have to keep your stuff clean, and you know, you're back into the situation. I think I got really lucky with the fish hobby because I'm in the tropics, so quite well. The fish did better alone to do their own thing, and the water temperatures were a little bit warmer, if anything. So the metabolism of the fish were higher. So so the fish were, I got lucky. I only lost one fish, and it's because he jumped out of a tank that doesn't have a lid on it. It was a Harlequin Respora jumped out of the tank. But I think the plants did everything. The plants couldn't take the lack of all the lighting. Get so much natural light to come in the window. A lot of aquatic plants, I definitely did, and I've now behind me, but I've trimmed a lot of the stuff off and got, you know, cleaned them up. Lights have been on. I don't know how many days it's been since the lighting has been back on, but the plants are starting to come back. But I definitely had some things that I completely lost. It was funny. I had hornwort extinct from all of my tanks. After I come, you know, after like 52 days in one of my tanks, a nice big chunk of it, and now it's replanted itself, and I have it in like 3 different tanks, but I had a little cutting of it somewhere in the tank. Avoid the lack of filtration. It just, all the extra stuff in the water, it sucked it up like a sponge. So I guess when it comes to that, my for myself was more important in the end, and just making sure that there was ice in the cooler, and that I was eating healthy food so that through the days, because without electricity it was really hot outside. You really wanted to go to the house. You wanted to go to work all day and stay on for 10 hours. Room to relax. And in the old days, years ago, pretty much like that too. People just worked hard. They worked for the whole day, and they didn't take their boots off until time to go to bed. And that's kind of how it was after the storm. I have electricity again. I come home and you could change and turn on the air conditioner and take a shower. And anyways, but it definitely made me respect things more, little things a lot more.
Thank you, Joseph. I know you could probably do a video on how you survived and all of the technique of gathering the solar panels and creating a power source for your air pumps to flow, your water changes, the importance of keeping your water changed, etc. I know you can do a full video on that. Moving on to the next question. The next question is, I'll skip number 3 since that was techniques and equipment. Number 4, looking back over the last 4 months, what's the most important thing that you've learned?
Are you talking about since the storm or since I've been on YouTube?
The last 4 months in life, storms, and YouTube.
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's kind of a deep one even. I think that it keeps popping up in my head. It's really a simple, it seems really corny, but that you want, you can make your come true. I think that's one thing that that's it. I mean, you can have whatever you want, and I know it seems corny. It seems like, but I truly believe that dreams true, and you can have whatever you want in life. You put you have to put the energy into it and make it happen. People will ask me, or people will be like, wow, your channel's growing so fast, or this or that, and it's like, but it happened because I did it. Worked. You stay up all night working on videos, and you got 2 hours of sleep, go to work the next day. Or the biggest thing that I've learned, I want to say what I've learned from YouTube in the last 5 months. I guess that's the best way from what keeps going on in my head here. But you can make things happen if you want to, and it doesn't take effort. It doesn't take the right tools in the beginning. I mean, when it comes to YouTube, I've broken iPad and a little lavalier mic or whatever, and it works. You have to make the. Well, that's the other thing I guess I've learned. I guess I'll say that too, is make the best with what you have. That's how you're going to be happy in life, period. I don't care where you are in life, or what you're doing, what part of the world you live in, or little village you are. If you make the best out of what you have, the little pieces and parts that are around you, and all the tools that you've got, whatever, you can make whatever you want. I'm starting to ramble now.
That's all right. Thank you, Joseph. That was a deep question, and I appreciate you sharing your innermost feelings with us. 5 and 6, I'm going to combine. Just recently, you made an important decision concerning your jobs in YouTube. And if y'all haven't seen that video, go back to his channel and watch that video. But tonight, Joseph, what choice did you make and why? And number 6, are you happy with that decision? And has it been difficult?
Decision that I made, if nobody saw the video, I do a little quickie video on a little hike just to get it out to you guys. But one of my jobs, one of my big passions is baking. I've been working with pizza since I was 15 years old. I love it. I have a very strong passion for it. I love fish. And I even thought about, before I started this channel, I even pondered starting a, but this one, because it's so important to me, and I really love this hobby, that came to YouTube. But in the end, I decided to quit my job doing pizza. I've quit that place, working that place before, come and gone, quote unquote. But I really quit. Needed, I was working 2 jobs. I was doing them 15 hours a day between the 2 jobs, and a little bit of time in between to something or whatever. And then I was trying to find time for YouTube, and I've told myself, I'm not stopping YouTube. There's a way I will make a balance, but I'm going and to create 2 to 3 pieces of content a week. I quit the restaurant, and yes, I think it's a good choice because I can do things like this live stream. I would be at the restaurant right now cooking. Didn't quit the job. I would not be here right now with you guys. Time to work on videos, and I like to cook, and not just for other people. So it's nice to cook dinner. My own kitchen. I prefer to cook at home because you can end up with a lot better meal at home. That I made that decision, and I think it's a good choice. The reason why I started the Patreon account, because I am, by not doing the restaurant, I'm just working really hard to find some way to make a balance, and so I can continue to do this and really do a Patreon and like ask for money from people on some product ideas for my website. And I feel like if someone's going to give me money, I want them to get something for it. And people have been arguing with me, oh, you will, we get your content, we get your videos, we get something for it. And I'm like, yeah, but like someone to at least get a T-shirt out of it or something. So I decided to Patreon, but goes, and I figure out a way to make sure that you guys are my Patreons, that they get something for their mission, because that's really important to me. I
Thank you,
threw that in there
Joseph.
somewhere.
You're doing great, and I appreciate you. Big Easy's in the house. Hello, Mark. Number 7, in the middle of making your surroundings livable, which, recovering from the storms, you were able to go to the aquatic experience, which I thought was a blessing for you and a welcome break from what you were going through there on the islands. You made a statement earlier even about following your dream, and in a personal private message, you and I said, I just feel like I need to follow my dream. And then God made it possible for you to go to the aquatic experience, to bring the Fish Fam news, to do interviews with different people from the YouTube community. Would you explain to us how that made you feel, and how in the world did it happen?
I'll do it the other way around. How it happened, I have a friend of mine. He's a very eccentric guy. Sometimes I'm sure people would say that about me. But property, and he has some crazy gardens going on, and I'm really big into. So I wanted to help him out on his property. I thought, after the storms, it seemed like it would be in a garden or on a farm, because fresh vegetables right now as if I grow my own. So, and I was helping him out. So I did 30 days with him, a whole month. I worked with him. Oh, I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I'm not. It looks live, but I don't see Susan's face or not. But anyways, I worked there for 30 days for the whole month, and a lot of hard work digging dirt. It was more digging dirt than planting seeds, that's for sure. So to get the money together to go. Susan, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep talking because I'm not sure what's going on with that. But experience was an awesome thing. I had to be there. I really didn't have a choice as far as I was concerned. It was something that I had to do. Are you there, Susan? You can hear me?
Yeah, I
You're a
had to
little
step
choppy.
away for a minute.
Okay, I wouldn't have stopped talking. I just didn't know. But I worked really hard and did a couple of different little jobs and some odd jobs for some friends. All the money together, and I even had to borrow some money up front, back. But it just goes back to that, to what I was saying earlier, that it's like you have, if you want something, you have to make it for yourself. And it's like I do whatever I have to do to make it work. If I have to borrow $600 from a friend when I come back, it was, I kind of really didn't have an option, and it's part of the evolution of my channel, and there were so many people there that I wanted to see, wanted to collaborate with on YouTube, but get to know them, and maybe make some new friendships as well. I spent a lot of time with from Sergeant Tank, so a good bit of time together, some late evenings, and talking about fish and life and all kinds of good stuff. I have to say that all the dinners out were really nice. I really didn't expect it to go that way, but a couple of restaurants, we showed up and they weren't expecting us, or they were expecting us, but they weren't really expecting us. And so I know that we went to one restaurant and they called ahead and they said, "Oh yeah, we could take you guys." And then when we arrived, maybe there was more people, but for us, they gave us this bar space by the kitchen, and we was just like 25 fish keepers and fellow YouTubers. um like it was like 3 nights of getting to go out and hang out with admire people. These are people that I've looked up to and I've learned a lot from. I've gained a lot of education from them, and to be on the same level with them, and to just be just talking about regular old stuff, and it's amazing. I have to say that there were some emotional moments for me. I was amazed that I even made it there. I was kind of surprised that I did get myself, to. Um, there was definitely a few moments where I was really kind of almost emotional. I think one of them was being there at that table. If you guys watched any of the videos, you saw when we all signed the YouTube banner. It, the aquatic experience was like closed for the day. They had wristbands or whatever, that for the day they had all left. And you see that crowd of people, and it looks like aquatic experience is still open. And in those videos, when we're all standing around signing that all YouTube, how many YouTubers were there at the aquatic experience? We definitely made our mark. Thank people like Bob from Flip Aquatics and Corey and giving some of that booth community, because that booth was purchased to sell shrimp. That's his business. But to take a little bit of that space and donate it to the YouTube community is really what was happening there. And I thought that was a beautiful thing, because that crowd. But it's a very beautiful thing. This community on YouTube is, I can't see who's in the chat right now, but something that I can't explain to people who aren't part of it. And we're adults here, and there's a lot of people that just think YouTube is for kids. No idea. When you tell them, oh, there's this really awesome community and about you, Susan, and they're just like, oh wow, really? There's people like that out there. There's just some people they never understand what is a community. And I'm not going anywhere. Once again, thank you to all of you out there, because together we are making this happen, and this is the evolution of YouTube. We're kind of changing it by creating such a community. Is out there doing the same kind of thing, but up. They gotta do something more than the community tab. We will see what happens.
Thank you, Joseph. When I'm getting a little emotional too, because during the GoFundMe account, when the Fish Fam came together and we raised $800 to help 3, 4, I think there was 4 families that we actually helped. And yes, we helped you the most, because I felt, because I was coordinator over it, I felt you had the greater needs, and you were the only one letting me know what was needed. Others needed small things, and the little gifts that we gave them helped them get back on their feet. But you had a greater need, and no, we didn't pay his way to the aquatic experience. We actually put food in Joseph's mouth. We put gas in his car, which kept him
and the generator,
mosquito-free several nights.
What I did, it was about 2 weeks where I slept in a car, and every couple of hours, and get the AC going and kind of cool the inside of the car off. But ours, it was mosquito free, which I get up and go to work some mornings with or something weird from sleeping something weird, but this made it so much easier to sleep. It was either you had a choice. You either close up all the doors and windows and you sweat to death, windows, and let the air blow through, and you sacrifice getting eaten alive by bugs. It was kind of pretty much your choices for 52 days. So I even slept on the roof for a while. I didn't take the crazy videos of me doing my laundry in the shower and drying my clothes on the roof, and under a mosquito net, and people wouldn't probably believe, but I could have filmed it all, but survival. Well, there wasn't time to play with a camera, honestly, as much as I would have wanted to. We were too busy making sure that cooler and food in that cooler, and our clothes were clean and not wet and moldy.
Yeah,
but I do want to say that the all your funds, that's where they went, really, was for food. I had a generator that I had access to for about a week. A friend of mine is a welder, and we had a 3-phase generator that he let borrow. So fuel to that generator. Go ahead.
I don't remember now.
it's a little bit of a lag now.
Yeah, it's lagging just a little bit right now. We're halfway through the stream, Joseph, so I'm pretty much asked all of the questions that I had
Yeah,
written.
it's like an 18-second lag now.
So I'm gonna ask you, do you have any
Yeah,
questions?
no, you guys did not pay my way to Chicago. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag there.
Oh, I tried to write some stuff up, but I've been painting all day, so honestly I failed on writing a couple of questions down, but I definitely have all kinds of questions. All kinds of I definitely have questions because I haven't seen a lot of your videos on your tanks. I don't know how many tanks you have. I'm looking behind you. I see your beta back there. I don't even know what you I guess I could ask you you have and another great question that I really don't know the answer to. Maybe other people do, but what's your favorite you have now?
Um, Joseph, I have 9 tanks and 2 goldfish tanks tubs out on the front porch. One's a 20-gallon and one's a 40-gallon, and each pond has 2 goldfish in it. And because it's below freezing, I now have.
Lagging. I think we're like 18 seconds off. Is your beta fish? That's your favorite?
No, my favorite fish are my blue green Moscows that King Lee shipped to me.
I need to do some breeding programs with some of my guppies. I've got some guppy train guppies that I received from Chris from Guppy Train. It took a long time to get them. I ended up with a fry pack, and I had to wait for them to grow out. And now I have a random mix of guppies, show guppies from Thailand and whatnot. But yeah, it's like a really serious delay now. It's like it just comes and it goes, and then it'll get better. YouTube definitely is helping to push it along a little bit better.
Well, Joseph, we're beginning to have a long lag now. Undoubtedly, there's some interference going on. So I want to end the stream now. But is there something else you wanted to say before we end the stream? And I don't want.
About like me, all your tanks is like 20-gallon tanks. Now, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you done and for everything that you do for the community at large, for the hashtag FishFam community on YouTube. We need more people like you in the community to help pull it together. I feel like this is a and I just hope that it grows. Something some fad that just fad for a little bit or something like that, and I don't think that that's gonna happen. There's too many really involved. But I just want to say thank you to you, and thank you to all the viewers out there. Thank you to everybody tonight for having your patience with rough stream with my lagging internet connection. It's definitely putting a damper on the. But I do appreciate it, and thank you for your patience. Much, and keep your tanks clean. Your fish fine.
Thank you, Joseph. And don't hang up because I want to talk to you after we stop streaming. Thank you, everyone, for being with us tonight. I am very honored to have Joseph, JH Aquatics, the hashtag FISHFAMNEWS guy, with us tonight. And I know that his internet's going to improve over the days and weeks and months. And this will be another opportunity for us to have another collab. We love you guys. Happy New Year to you, and we'll see you soon. Love you.